Wolfenstein 3D, Spear of Destiny. France. Burned buildings and scorched countryside serve as an epitaph to a country destroyed by German lightning war. Now a frenzied Nazi people offer their obedience to their new messiah, never questioning the morality of their actions. They march forward with zealot conviction as entire cities are leveled by Hitler's war machine. Those that survive are subject to the scheduled horrors of the Third Reich. Starvation, forced labor, and execution are their stable diet. Reprisals for insubordination are swift as cities are crushed and their beleaguered inhabitants summarily executed. Meanwhile, Berlin dances to the requiem of a fallen France, meeting with the French resistance. Hidden in an abandoned barn on the outskirts of a small French village, you meet with members of the French resistance. With their assistance, you hope to infiltrate Castle Nuremberg and retrieve the Spear of Destiny. Leader of the French resistance, Jean Moulin, paces the floor as he adjusts a scarf that nearly conceals the scars across his throat. Captured and interrogated for covert activities, Moulin has first-hand knowledge of the Nazi regime's brutality. He stops to stare out a nearby window as he describes your mission. I honestly believe that the Nazis have traded their soul for victory in a blood pact with their Führer. Hitler's control could only stem from hell itself. Under the guidance of this madman, a nation of thugs mindlessly feed off the suffering of others. I'm convinced that the Spear of Destiny is the source of Hitler's power. It must be taken if we ever hope to end this bloodshed. Turning to face you, he continues. However, I'm equally convinced that your mission is impossible. We'll get you into Germany, but you must enter the castle alone. I can't afford to send valuable men to their inevitable death. A soldier that would volunteer for this is either insane or invincible. Your battle record is proof of both. Earlier this year, we captured blueprints for the Nazis' reconstruction of the castle. They've installed elevators, heavy locked doors, and created numerous secret chambers, turning the castle into an impenetrable labyrinth. Combined with our intelligence reports and the original plans, we've been able to create a detailed schematic of the fortress. This won't make your mission any less dangerous. Once you're in the castle, it will be a non-stop bloodbath until the end. Here's what you're going to face. The tunnels. You'll enter the castle through the tunnels, built centuries ago as an extension of the dungeon. This moss-covered labyrinth is now being reconstructed by the Nazis to house ammunition and stolen treasure. The tunnels are the least guarded area in the castle. However, their meandering corridors and vine-covered paths can make combat difficult. They are primarily guarded by German shepherds and guards. The tunnels end at floor 5. Guarding the exit to the tunnels is Transgross. Trans, pronounced trans, is so tough, he chews up lead bars and spits out bullets. Make sure you're packing plenty of ammunition and a chain gun before you face Trans. He's a heavily armored, two-fisted gunman that wields dual chain guns, delivering more firepower than you can withstand in a toe-to-toe bullet battle. Transgross defeated. The dungeons. Upon entering the dungeons, you'll notice the extensive network of prison cells. Centuries ago, this area housed some of the most notorious criminals in German history. The cells have been long since emptied due to their poor condition. However, According to our intelligence reports, some of the more nostalgic Nazis, mostly the SS, enjoy tossing their victims into an old cell during torture time. After the dogs finish off the questioning, the SS like to proudly display their victims' remains in old cages which hang from the ceiling. A morbid perspective on interior dungeon decorating. The final dungeon level is floor 10, guarded by Barnacle Wilhelm. This salty dog barks a missile launcher / chain gun. Welcome from his withered fists. Don't rub his fur the wrong way. The combination of fast attack and long-range devastation makes Barnacle difficult to defeat. Barnacle Wilhelm defeated. The main castle. The main castle floors are the most extensively developed area of the entire Nürnberg castle. Continue with caution. Its small chambers and corridors make combat difficult and confusing. Existing for hundreds of years, the castle's past inhabitants have created numerous secret passages which now conceal treasure, ammo, and first aid. Use the passages wisely. Some will enable you to sneak behind guards and deliver a surprising first strike. The main castle is a heavily guarded beehive of activity. Once you enter, you won't spend a single second unattended by a Nazi host. The guardians of the main castle are the most dangerous you've faced. Besides SS and officers, Hitler's chief scientist and minister of the macabre, Dr. Schabs, has used the powers of the Spear of Destiny to create an army of mutant guards. Floor 16 is the top level of the main castle. Dr. Schabs has been assigned to a facility which contains a more suitable lab for creating mutants. However, he's left his most prized creation to guard the spear, the Uber Mutant, the horrific jewel in the maniacal Dr. Schabs' sadistic crown. The Uber Mutant is the perfect soldier with 4 cleaver-tipped arms and a chain gun in its chest.
Mein Leben!
Mutant defeated. The Ramparts. You finally made it to the upper floors of the castle. The Ramparts. One of the most impenetrable castles in Europe. Below these floors are solid stone walls that encompass the entire main castle area. For centuries they've effectively served as a barrier to even the most powerful armies. From a small passageway that leads to the center of the ramparts, you'll enter a tower that extends above the castle. It is there that you'll find the Spear of Destiny. The ramparts have less complex floors than previous sections. However, they're heavily guarded and provide little assistance in weaponry and ammunition. Their symmetrical design makes it easy to become disoriented. Don't be relieved by their simple layout. The ramparts are crawling with Nazis, most of which are positioned for ambush. Unless you're careful, you'll be forced to face every guard on the floor before you escape. Hidden at the top of the tower is the Spear of Destiny, the fuel of Hitler's invincible war machine. If you can successfully make it past the guards on the first floor, you'll take an elevator to the top tower. Enter with caution. Guarding the entrance to the Spear's chamber is the ultimate Nazi warrior, the Death Knight. The Death Knight wields 2 chain guns and a missile launcher, making him the most deadly opponent you've faced. Unlike previous super guards, you won't have to search for the Death Knight. As soon as you enter the final chamber, he'll be standing at the door. You may be playing on Death Incarnate, but with 2 chain guns and 2 missile launchers, this guy is Death Incarnate. The final floor, the Death Dimension. To protect the Spear, Hitler has made a blood pact with the Angel of Death, promising the souls of his Nazi soldiers. In return, Death guards the Spear for as long as Hitler is alive. If you want it, you must prove your worth by destroying this demon in hell. Guarding his lair are ghostly phantoms with an appetite for human flesh. Ghosts are slow, but their touch is deadly. They can be stopped with a single bullet, but in a matter of seconds, they'll reappear. The Death Dimension provides tons of assistance and ammo, and health. Since you're the only one here that can die, you'll probably need every bullet you can find. The Angel of Death is a big beastie with a bad attitude, and this intrusion really pisses him off. The only way to leave this lifeless lair is to defeat the boss. No longer in the earthly realm, this demon has no need for conventional weapons. A single blast from his gnawed claws can kill. It's not so bad going to hell. Think positive. If you finally end up there, you'll be able to fight your way out. You were found by Allied forces on a grassy hill a distance from the smoking remains of Castle Nuremberg, the spear clutched in your wounded hands. A thin, wispy smoke rose from your still body. The grass beneath you appeared burned by fire. In the Allied hospital, you tell no one of your frightening final battle with the Angel of Death, lest they think you mad. But you still bear the scars from the other great foes of the castle, dark and deadly, starkly vivid in your memory, all fighting to defend this holy relic. To keep Hitler's twisted dream alive. With the spear gone, the Third Reich will fall. May it never rise again. We owe you a great debt, Mr. Blazkowicz. You have served your country well. With the spear gone, the Allies will finally be able to destroy Hitler. But that's another story.